Hey y'all, it's Kat coming at you with another speed build. Shocker, right? I found this picture of this house and I used it as a reference point. It's kind of this ranch looking house, farmhouse. I don't know what to call it. I was talking to my bonus girl, divorced now, but I have a stepdaughter who is absolutely lovely. And we were talking about what I should do. And she's like, it'd be really cool if you did something with the cottage pack and the horse pack. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. I did a cottage a couple months ago and ended up losing the house, and so I couldn't upload it to the gallery. It was such a bummer. It was really cute, but it was more cottage because the horse pack hadn't come out yet. So this gave me a really great chance to go all in, do this ranch style house. It's on a big lot, so in the end you're going to see horses and cow and llama and mini sheep and mini goats and chickens. So this was really cool to get into and recreate this really cute house, recreate this really pretty house, and just have fun and lean into the horse pack. I haven't a whole lot. I haven't really played with horses. I have had the pack for a little bit, but I end up building a lot. Usually only play with like 2 saves, and one of them I share on this channel. It's my Not So Berry challenge, and I just got started in it. We're only in episode 6, first generation, but still I don't get to play a whole lot. I'm pretty busy, but I love to build, so I build a lot, right? Rambling. And this was something that I've been wanting to do, and this is so cool. I actually really love this build. Duh, right? Always love my build. There is a basement that I turn into a juice cellar. I turn it into a juice cellar to make your juice and age your juice because we like juicing. Sorry. And then I decide that the garage that this picture kind of gives off is in fact going to be a room for one of the horses. Playing around with terrain, making sure that my horse would be able to just walk into this room. I get the terrain set how I want it. Super happy with it. The terrain kind of glitches out. It's fine. I don't know. Still able to get your horse into it. Go in, add some details. I do touch up the house here and there as we go around and do some things. I love the stained glass windows from Cottage Living. They're just so cute, and they come in so many cute colors and swatches, and I try to use them whenever I can, and this was a perfect opportunity to use them. I got to play around with lots of different roofing with this one, and that was really nice because I like going in and adding that layering roof effect. It's just something that's very real. So this is the internal layout of the house, getting in all the little details so that way I know what the layout's going to look like. Add my lights, and we're going to get in and start decorating. I, of course, am going to use the horse ranch kitchen because it's just so pretty. I absolutely love the counters. It took me a while to get into them, but the wood tones are just chef's kiss. So that's where we went with it, right? We're leaning into this ranch. Just organizing the kitchen, I end up going in and making it a little bigger because I want to make this kitchen really nice and homey. So you see where the back door is, there is a staircase that leads downstairs into the juicing area, then a built-in pantry, because why not? We don't obviously have a pantry, so I make my own pantry, and I just think that's so cool. Something that I had a lot of fun doing. Going in, adding all the little details into this house, trying to find a color scheme, and of course, I'm gonna go with blue. It's a problem. This bedroom I had a lot of trouble with. Actually, both of the bedrooms I had trouble decorating both of the bedrooms. Wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go with them, so we'll get back to that in a second. This is my winery downstairs, then adding in all the stuff I'm going to need for my animals. I pulled out all the outdoor stuff. I pulled out 2 barns for a llama and a cow. I pulled out the chicken coop, getting ready to add those animals in once I get my yard set up. I went back and forth a little bit from wanting okay, do I want a retro oven and fridge, or do I want something a little more modern? I go with a little more modern. It feels nice. Once I pull in the newer refrigerator and stove, that's when my color scheme starts coming together, and I pop the green away, add some blue. I have been adding laundry rooms into so many builds lately, and I think it's because I've been doing floor plans and layout builds, lots of reference pictures, and of course course, a real house is going to have a laundry room. So they've been showing up quite a bit in my builds, which I'm good with. It gives me a lot of chances to play around with the fun laundry pack. Then you can kind of see the rooms start coming together together the living room. You can see over there, I've got the layered rugs, which I love layering rugs. I think it's so pretty. I'm going to have to layer rugs in my life because I don't have layered rugs, but I want them. They're so cool. So this is what my problem was with the bedrooms versus like the living room kitchen. The living room kitchen, I feel, is a very like updated, I wouldn't say modern, but very on the ranch side of this decor. And the bedrooms, I went very cottage, and it just wasn't meshing for me, right? I use the horse ranch kitchen, and so when it came into the bedrooms, looking at the overall view, I wasn't happy with it. I didn't feel like the person who had that kitchen and living room was the same person who had those bedrooms. You know what I mean? So this all changes, all of it. That bedroom with the green and the pink, and the green and the pink bathroom, and the very cottage tan green bedroom, all of it done. You won't see any of that. I mean, some of it just changes swatches, but it's gone. I just couldn't. I talked about this in a different video, but sometimes it's like I'm trying to push myself too much into one direction, and I feel it, and I feel that like internal struggle, and I have to like let it go and just let myself do what I think looks right and feels right instead of what I'm trying to push into my build. It's such a weird thing to talk about, but I feel it all the time when I'm working on stuff, when I know that I'm pushing myself in a direction and I have to reel it in and just like let it happen. It was such a struggle, and I didn't want it to be a struggle. So I push and push and push, and then finally I stop pushing, and that's when it comes together. It also helps when you save the game, close it, and get a good night's rest. I mean, I wouldn't know what a good night's rest is, but I hear it does wonders for your brain power. Getting in, really trying to push this color scheme. I really love those tiles. And I was like, no, I wanted green. What am I doing? You know, I love green, but there was just something about the blue and the beige that just worked with everything. So I'm like, done. I'm done pushing green. Like, let's get rid of the green and let's go beige and blue. And from there, it's just like, it's so pretty. I love it. Stop pushing. Just let things happen when you're in your build. Stop pushing. Just let it happen, because it's amazing what you can do when you just kind of free yourself from what you think it should look like and just be happy in what you're building. If that even makes sense. I don't know. Once again, going in those bedrooms, changing things up. And I mean, I just demolish these bedrooms and call it a night, basically. I change everything up and then I'm like, done. And then of course, I'm on this huge lot. So what better thing to do than to build a pond? And then I do it again. I just think it adds so much to it, you know, like nice, fresh, natural water to have in your yard. I don't know. Don't ask. I think it looks really nice, and it just adds a little something extra. There's so much land, and I really wanted to fill in the space. I didn't want to just do that with animals. They don't really need that much space, but you could have water features, and then that adds a little extra. I like water features. I do a lot of builds with ponds. I knew I wanted to add fencing. I know you don't have to have fencing for your animals, but I wanted to add in that realism, I guess. So I kind of worked that out, play around with it. One side is very much your farm animals, and the other side is strictly for you and your horses. I start putting some plots down for gardening. You gotta have a garden, right? I don't know. It just felt like it goes. And if we're talking about doing cottage living and doing horse ranch, then it's a no-brainer. You gotta have some plants. You gotta have a garden. Now I'm just trying to figure out how this garden should look. I thought about fencing it in as well, but it just felt not right. Why am I fencing in crops? So I take the fence away and then go in. Okay, we're gonna have a campfire. We've got a grill, a campfire, a picnic table. Let's make this super homey. I even put an outhouse back in the fenced in areas because, hey, you're out there working with the animals and you need to go to the bathroom. Well, you got an outhouse. Another thing I should mention is that this lot is going to be on the gallery. So if you want it, you can have it. It can be yours. It's completely play tested. So, I mean, even the outhouse works. I had to move it around a little bit, but it works. Adding terrain paint, happy that none of it glitched away, because I know that there is a glitch where terrain paint will disappear mid-build, and I never think about that. And it's going to happen to me one day, I'm sure. And then I'll stop doing terrain paint in the middle of a build. I really wanted to layer it in though, where it's been worn through and people have walked paths house and animals have walked, and I do the terrain paint in front of the house and I stop it before the edge of the lot because on the opposite side where you come up to this lot, the terrain paint just stops, kind of like fades out. So I tried to recreate that. So you'll have to see what you think about it. Again, decide to add in a little barn, just an extra little housing for horses. You can now have 2 horses on this lot instead of just 1. And you have everything that you need in each of the stalls, so to speak, or the little bedrooms for the horses. They are a part of your family, so they got bedrooms. One has a little barn in the back and one is connected to the house. And I thought that was pretty cool. I built a little deck for my pond. Isn't this so cute? So I added a lot of debug plants, pumpkins and things like that. There you've got my goats bouncing and my sheep bouncing through the yard. Added in like debug tractor and like a little red truck and placed some hay in the back of the truck. I added like a water tower and a little like windmill thing. And you can kind of see my animals around. This is the living room. The blues and reds are just there for me. It's so pretty, very homey. I love the kitchen. I really love my built-in pantry. I thought that was so cute. I enjoyed doing that very much. Thank you. I don't know, I'm just real happy. This is down into the juicing room, and here is the juicing room. But basically, you're gonna go down there, make your juice, and age it. Back upstairs, going through the hallway, you've got just like little bits of clutter on the wall, and this is the first little horse bedroom. Has water and feed for your horse, and then just some fun little details on the wall. This is the master bedroom. It went through a big change, let me tell you, from going to a very cottage pink and green to this like red and blue, and then the bathroom, I turn it black basically, but I'm here for it. I think it's really lovely the way it turned out. This is the little built-in closet. There's some random books around the house. This is the second bedroom. I decided that this person was an artist, loved to paint, had my sim come in and paint that real quick. I hope you like this build. If you do, you can get it off the gallery just like this. My name is katxthrash. If you like this video, come back for more. I hope you have a great night. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, follow, all the fun YouTube stuff, and I hope you come back for more. Have a great night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.